Welcome to a very special 50th episode of Love the Game podcast. As always, I'm joined with the people making it happen, and now you get to see the people behind the magic. I mean, some of you probably know us. Some of you for the first time are seeing these three sexy chocolate faces. As always, I'm joined with my brother Chuku. Chuku, how you doing today, man?
Man, it's great to be here. Great to celebrate the anniversary of our episodes or podcast. I didn't think we'll get it this far, but man, it just goes to show, man. You got to start somewhere, and here we are. So I'm glad to be with y'all, and let's get it cracking.
And the man making the magic happen today, and I say that today really with chest because he organized this visual for all you guys, man. Give it up for the producer, Chino. How you doing, man?
Look, guys, like this is I think they sort of buried the lead here. This is episode 50. 50 episodes started from the bottom. Now we're here, and we had to do it special for you guys. We made a promise. So episode 50. So we're on video. We're all together. So I'm excited for this episode. Honestly, I have no idea how this is going to go. It could be chaos. It could be madness when you have three Nigerians discussing sports, debating. But sometimes that's the fun of it. So I'm excited to be here with you guys. So looking forward to it. Let's see how this goes.
We took a while since the last time. This just not come together easily. I can promise you that. But recording live from my parents' basement, so shouts out to them as well. We're bringing the magic happen on this special episode. Normally we talk about current topics and events, but I think it's only right we start this podcast talking about the podcast itself. Like, if you guys don't know, the background behind this is we're three guys who've known each other 25 plus years now. And I think for 20 of those years.
More than that, our whole lives.
Whole lives. 20
I know he's not trying to age himself. 30 years.
I was trying to keep it on the hush, but long time. For about half those years, we've always said, like, why not just have a podcast? It's always something we just threw out there. Like, we talk about sports almost every day on various group chats, and we just thought, like, why not do this? And then we never took any steps towards doing it until one day my man Chino really sat down and said, like, let's give this a go. We had webcams that would crash. You guys don't even know the webcams that would crash 2 hours into recording, then make us restart again. The microphone issues, the ups and downs, the late nights. But 50 episodes later, we're still here, and now we're doing a visual. Don't expect it to be a regular occurrence. I promise you that. But for number 50, we had to do a bit.
Hey, you guys keep liking and subscribing. You got us big enough, then we can make this.
We can make it happen. We can make it happen.
Hey, man. So we're just three starving Africans, man. Help support the art, and maybe we'll get a nice studio making. But again, I gave you all the props. This is your baby, essentially. Like, how are you feeling now, episode 50?
No, I think it's just like shout out to us because sometimes it sounds so easy. Like, hey, let's do a podcast and it takes work, it takes commitment, it takes time. Like, we're all busy, we all have day jobs, we all have commitments, we have responsibilities. So just the time it takes for us to keep being consistent in this, like, I'm proud of us. This is something we're just doing for fun. And, it's something that's helped, like you said, we've had our relationship for about 30 years now. I think this is something that's helped. Some of the discussions we've had before the podcast, after, has been really fun. So no, like, this is, it's a blessing, honestly. I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes. Obviously, again, this is just for fun, but maybe something can happen up here, and it's fun. Apart from just this, like, we all know sometimes the reason we love sports is, I don't want to say it's a distraction, but it's something to look forward to build relationships around, and this has really helped with that. Sometimes you come back from work, you're tired, you don't really want to do it, but by the time you hop on the mic, everything is
flowing. Starts flowing, man. Energy starts flowing.
Second jolt of energy, man.
Like today. Hey, man. I got my Rebel with me.
It's a struggle, but we hustlers, man. We hustlers, and we start off doing it for fun, but we could be doing this for profit too. Anybody out there trying to sponsor the boys, just throwing it out there, Hey, but I can honestly say this has been some of the fun conversations, and for me personally, I hear so many of these hot takes. It's nice to have a record of them. Yes. It's nice for people not to weasel their way out of. If you want to drop a take, it's behind you, and hey, now your face is behind it too. So that's where we're at now with this beautiful thing. Any words, Shuku?
Nah, I mean, I just echo everything my brother Chino was saying, man. Like, it's crazy because we talk about this for years. We finally get it. We finally get it together. We start being consistent. and I think we got into episode 50. That's crazy, man. That's commitment right there. It's not as easy as people think. Like trying to make that extra time to fit things wherever we're at. I know I've been out of the city sometimes. I'm back now in the city, and just being able to actually sit together and actually make a video, I really think is dope. And like you said, man, if you want this to be something that's continuous, hey, stream the show, like the show. Maybe you never know. Things can
Share
always
with your
change.
peeps.
Share with your peeps.
Hey, on Netflix, man, you're giving everybody money, all these podcast visuals. Yeah, help support the urban community. I'm just saying. But episode 50, we had to do something special. We're on video, and I know some of you are trying to listen to us record. We're recording this on Easter Sunday. We didn't even mention that. April.
Happy Easter.
Oh,
5th.
yeah. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. And I know people are trying to listen to talk about some recent games with Arsenal. Tune in next week. We'll talk about it then. Episode 50. We thought we'd do something a little special, and we decided, to mark this special occasion, look back and reflect. Why not look back and reflect on our all-time Premier League first 11 and manager? 4-3-3. I noticed England with the 4-4-2, but the game has changed in modern years now. We're going to pick 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, 3 strikers, debate, and see if we can come to a consensus on what is the greatest Premier League 11 of our time. We're saying of all time, but we're all 30-something here. We weren't watching in the 90s. So my apologies to the Man Them and Blackburn and, the first iteration of Man U and the 90s guys. You're probably not going to make the list. It's just...
No, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, I say that.
It's 92. I think it's fair for us to be able to go back to, because we love the game, but we're historians of the game as well.
True.
Probably we can't talk with specificity. I don't know if that's
specificity.
A word. Thank you, my lawyer over here, about guys in the 70s and maybe the 80s. I think 90s we can do it.
I'll be honest, my list is definitely tilted more towards the 2000s, but we'll see. And all right, well, funny enough, the one guy I have in the 90s might be in this position. And we'll start off with our goalkeeper. I didn't really watch it that much, but like Chino said, we are historians and we go off.
First of all, before we go, give us the rules as to how we're going to do it.
Oh, so as I mentioned, we go by position, rotating, and each of us will nominate one player for the position and then test our debate skills, try and convince the other two your candidate is the one to go. And because we're 3, nice odd number, you get 2 people to agree. That guy makes the team, and at the end of the recording, we'll kind of sit back and list out our first 11 and see if we want to make any tweaks or any changes, maybe some honorable mentions out there, and then pick a coach and player of the Premier League so far through 35 years. So, it's test your debate skills. Maybe some will be easier. I imagine some positions off the bat, 2 people will pick the same guy, and it's on the third to make a really passionate case. If we all pick all 3 different people, then that's who can debate the best. But I'm actually curious to see how many are unanimous versus how many are we each just have our own. So we'll see. Okay. And like I said, starting off with goalkeeper, I get my whole 90s speech. And my goalkeeper is from the 90s. I didn't really watch him play. I've seen his son play a lot more, but from what the people tell me, Peter Schmeichel is carrying United to win a treble. Doing it for over a decade. I've doing it in my head. I don't have many United nominees, so honestly, I figured I'd sneak one in. They deserve to have some people on this 11. So I'll give it Peter Schmeichel. There are a lot of names I could have picked, and I'm curious to hear what you guys think, but out of respect to the greatness of those 90s United team, I'll give my man Peter Schmeichel on there. Also, I like him on TV. He's a good punter.
Okay.
Chino, who's your nominee?
So he would have been second choice for me, but I think my Premier League all-time goalkeeper is Peter Cech. And the reason I have Peter Cech is, again, Schmeichel is a great keeper. He deserves his flowers. There's also a little bit of making sure certain teams are represented.
100%.
In this. Peter Schmeichel was the goalkeeper when Chelsea broke the record for least goals conceded in the season.
Peter Cech.
Yeah, Peter Cech. 15 goals, marshaled an all-time defense. I think most shutouts for many years. So for that reason, I can say more, but I know we have other positions covered, but I have Peter Cech as my number 1 Premier League goalkeeper.
This is so interesting because that's who I was going to pick.
Peter Cech.
Peter Cech. I mean, look, the facts are the facts. He was the goalkeeper for the Premier League team that conceded the least goals in a single season. I mean, enough said.
I'm not mad at
won
that.
titles, won gloves. I mean, he's done it all. I think he was definitely. I mean, look, Schmeichel is definitely top 3. He's probably going to be second or third in my list. But I think just Peter Cech just gets the nod for me because 15 goals in a season is insane.
All right, no, I'm not angry at it. Although famously, once we did sign Peter Cech, I was promised 10 to 15 points.
That was after the injuries.
I don't think those points materialized, but I'm not mad at it. Also, I like this goalkeeper argument because to touch on something that I should have brought up earlier. I like doing all-time 11s because you have to balance between peak greatness versus longevity.
Mhm.
And each buddy, we all have different weighing of what we value more.
Yeah.
Like, as the best goalkeeper I've ever seen in my 2 eyes in the Prem, to me, it's Allison. But he's really only done it for like 5 years. Now he's been injured that much, whereas Cech has decade plus of doing it. So I would pick Cech over Allison for sure. Again, I picked Schmeichel because you wanted to get teams in. I wanted to get a United guy in. I don't know if I'm going to pick another United guy in this 11, I'm not going to lie. But that's why I kind of picked Schmeichel. I have no issues at all with Cech. No issues at all with Cech.
I'm glad you brought it because I was going to ask, are there any other names that were in consideration?
Yeah.
So Allison is definitely up there. I don't know, would Seaman get any shouts for you guys? I think he was part of a good
He was.
team.
Yeah.
I don't know if Seaman was ever considered a
No,
world-class
no.
goalkeeper. When I think of world-class goalkeepers in the Prem, it's Cech, Schmeichel, Allison,
De Gea.
De
Van der Sar?
Gea, yeah.
Van der Sar, and De
Van der
Gea.
Sar
Yeah.
was good, but I don't think Van der Sar had that cachet when you're thinking of like world 11s and stuff. Like
Yeah,
that.
I don't think I
De
think
Gea definitely.
De Gea was above Dinosaur for me.
definitely
Okay.
go, for a couple of years. He had like 2 or 3 years where he was at that level.
Yeah.
And then obviously we don't think of him as Prem anymore because of when he moved, but Courtois played in the Prem.
Again, my
Ooh,
thing of
yeah.
dominance versus longevity. He was great in the Prem, but for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And then he had a whole decade in Madrid. So
Yeah.
I have no issue at all with Peter Cech, like at all. He was worthy, very worthy. So Peter Cech is the goalkeeper. Left back, and I'll let you go not first for your nominee.
I think I'd be interested to see what you guys think because I think there's just one name
the same
above
vintage.
all other names.
Yeah.
Ashley Cole. Cashley Cole for those who still want to like. I think between what he did at 2 teams, Arsenal, Invincibles, and the peak of Chelsea's powers, Ashley Cole was the best left back in the Prem for all those periods, probably the best England left back of all time, and for a period of time was the best left back in the world. Amazing. This was a period where I think he was one of the players that started revolutionizing the game at that position where you had an attacking fullback who can contribute in the attack. Ashley Cole did that, and then you had people like Marcello and other people coming after him. But Ashley Cole, I think he just stands out above the rest. I don't know if I could even, some other position I could think of 1, 2. I can't even. There's no other.
I was curious. To me, I thought this would be the one position where it was no debate.
Yeah.
Unanimous.
Ashley Cole.
And to prevent saying nice things about Ashley Cole, I'm just going to say I agree with you. Ashley Cole is the left back with the all-time
I
Premier
think we
League
can
11.
skip. Ashley Cole is definitely the best left back. I believe, at least that's Prem history. Well, for me,
So just who else? Who's
The only
coming
one
second?
I could think was Robertson.
Yeah,
Because
but-
all the good dynasties don't really have standout left backs. Like
Yeah.
when you think of a Man City left back, who's that, right? Like Man United when we were winning, that was always a rotating position. Evra, I guess maybe you could say Evra.
It's probably Evra.
Arsenal, but after Cole, we had the cliches and none of them ever really.
because he was at City Kolarov.
That's what I said. City,
Kolarov,
Man City won the Centurion team with Delphin left back.
Yeah.
So,
probably only Evra.
And that's why I think
mean,
it's
unless you guys want
unanimous.
to cheat and put Bale, but Bale wasn't even that good at left back.
Yeah.
And like obviously to short history, I think you can probably get your Dennis Irwins and stuff.
Winterberg.
go back. Yeah.
But I didn't watch them, so I got to give it
Cole is
to
what
I think Dennis Irwing probably got.
They
Yeah.
probably got shot. People don't.
I think Roy Keane says it's the best player ever played with this.
Yeah,
But
people talk about highly.
like you nailed it. There was a time where in the world he was the best left back in for 5 solid years.
Yeah.
All people, all team, like
Clear.
best left back in the world.
Yeah.
Cashley Cole broke my heart, but I got to give it to you.
I just want to be just on that note alone. I think people need Arsenal fans to give Cole some grace. It was the Arsenal board that messed that one up. That's why I just.
I was too young to know that back then.
Hey,
He
I'm
broke
just
my
saying.
heart.
I've heard enough.
He
to
broke my
realize
heart.
It wasn't
Yeah,
Cole.
there's a lot of he said.
Yeah.
Said,
Really?
if
Okay.
I want to believe Ashley Cole, then we
Hey,
and
I
obviously
think-
we know there's a lot of stuff we messed up doing.
Yeah.
So
anyways.
The worst trade deal ever, as my president would say, gave him for William Gallas. Lester said William Gallas will not be nominated for best center back of the all-time Premier League. Well, this one I feel like we'll do one each, and give me your two center backs. Actually, let's go two each and see if there's any overlap. So I'll start with you, Chuku. Your two center backs.
So for the same reason why I had Peter Cech in my list, I have to have John Terry. John Terry makes it for me, and I think this is what I'm shocked about. Having a hard time with picking United players. I think it's Rio Ferdinand, Rio and John Terry. Man,
That's the classic.
That's the classic. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
I'm real center.
I also have Terry. I think as much as I dislike him as a human being, as a player, I've always thought he was Captain Fantastic. Like the Chelsea back line. The thing I like about him is that he's had multiple partners and it has been great with all of them. Koscielny, Ferreira, all these guys, Gary Cahill, you name them all, he was good amongst all of them. I wanted to say Rio, classic Terry and Rio, but I thought about it and I have to give respect to, in my opinion, one of the two greatest Prem sides I've seen. Right? This is going to be very modern heavy because I think the two greatest Prem sides of all time were in the last 5 years. And Liverpool, Virgil van Dijk. I'm putting him next to John Terry. Combine the old school defensive. He's a combination of Rio and Terry. He has Terry's dogged defensive-ness and Rio's ball playing and skill. And just those couple years there where Liverpool's entire defense essentially was we all go forward and Van Dijk stays back. And how many one-on-ones I've seen this man snuff out. I have to give him credit. Like I give Van Dijk. People slag on Trent. They say he's a garbage defender. Liverpool were winning 90 points games with Trent there. Why? Because they had a guy like Van Dijk to cover for him a lot of the time. So I'm giving Terry and Van Dijk for me. What are you thinking?
Interesting. This is gonna make this spicy because I have Rio and Van Dijk.
Ooh, I like this.
Two names.
Right.
So there's.
I like this.
Terry,
Van Dijk and Ferdinand.
And Rio are tied for two. And here's my reasoning for that. I think Terry is an amazing center back. The way I was trying to narrow it down is when I'm thinking of which players could play across any era, right? If you go back to when Rio played, who's a better center back, Rio or Terry? I would have picked Rio all day.
I can hear that.
Because Rio could do it all. Van Dijk can do it all. How would Terry be
in the high lines?
It's semantics, but these guys are also good. That's what I use as qualifiers.
I'm not mad at that.
So a pairing of Rio and Van Dijk, you'd have two center backs that could do everything. They could play on the ball. They were good aerially. They were fast. So for me, that's why it is. Those two are my all-time. My top two.
If you ask me who are the two most talented center backs, I would say Rio and Van Dijk. Yes. But I just give Terry it's honestly a vote for Chelsea. Like this guy, it was him, Lampard, Cech. That was the spine for all the Chelsea teams
and their checkbook.
But again, also just I hated him as a guy, but as a player growing up, he was just that English proper center back, and Van Dijk and Rio are more continental, they're more classic, they're more skillful. They're the Salibas. I want a Gabriel sometimes. Terry's the Gabriel archetype, the fighter, the guy who, to his detriment, because he made him do a lot of stupid mistakes, aggressively gets stuck in on a guy. That's the center back I want. And that's why I want John Terry.
Hey, like I said, that's so interesting because again, back to what you said, talent-wise, for that time stretch, I can understand why you guys have Van Dijk. For me, I just think out of those three, Van Dijk has the shortest prime.
All right, so finish talking.
The reason I say shortest prime because Rio, the man, he's been him from Leeds to
West Ham,
Leeds, United. The man. Yeah. John Terry, we've seen it all through Chelsea. Enough said.
All right. So here's my thing. Why I think, and we're going to have to break this tie somehow. I don't know who's going to give.
Hey.
Which one of these players was the closest to winning a Ballon d'Or?
That's how we're breaking the tie?
Van Dijk.
Damn.
So
one vote away. People forget, one vote away.
And who do we want to pair with Van Dijk?
I think Terry had more accolades than Rio when they were playing.
Okay, so it might come down to, before we go, okay, if you had to choose one, I know you don't have Van Dijk. If you have to choose one to keep in your list, Rio and Terry, who would it be? Maybe that's how we do it.
You know what? I can just break. I'm willing to concede John Terry because the argument you made, even I agree with it. Like if I had to pick the two best, just forget accolades and careers.
Yeah.
Martians came, Defray. Two, I would pick Rio and I pick Van Dijk.
There you go.
So Terry, I'm giving more accolades for career.
But if you want to feel okay about making sure Chelsea's represented, just remember that Cech.
Yeah, Cech is there, and also that's why as well. So if I'm giving Cech over Schmeichel, I'm willing to give Rio over Terry.
So when we're making this list now, right? Are we basing off of the best player we've seen with our eyes?
It's up to you. It's up to you. Okay, that's what I'm saying. We're doing the.
Anyway, the tie's been broken.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like it's going to be interesting how people weigh dominance versus longevity because Van Dijk is that argument. Like those two have way more longevity, but the dominance, he was one vote away from winning Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, no, he was
as a defender
at his prime.
But I think we underrate how long Van Dijk.
True as well.
Because when did he move to Liverpool? 2018.
2018, yeah.
So it's been 7 years. At the very top.
Terry and Rio has been over decades.
Decades, true.
Yeah. Anyways,
and honorable mentions. I was trying to think. Vidic,
Sol Campbell.
For sure.
Vidic.
Tony Adams, even though
Tony Adams, yeah.
I really want to mention again the OG Chelsea back for his partner. Terry's partner at the time was one of the Portuguese guys.
Yeah.
Carvalho.
Richard Carvalho.
Even Ivanovic, I felt like.
Ivanovic
got a crazy good
but
run.
he couldn't touch Carvalho.
No. But that was my. I moved on it, but that was my Terry argument. Is that remember when it was Terry and Carvalho? People would say, "Yo, it's Carvalho." He left. He kept him up there with Ivanovic, whoever. Alex that 1 year. It doesn't matter, but I'll concede.
Carvalho.
Carvalho was that guy.
He doesn't. So Carvalho, Sol Campbell. Tony Adams.
And listen, it's early, so I'm not throwing them out there seriously. But knock on wood, they stay together for 5 more years. Gabriel and Saliba are going to be up on these lists. They're going to they have to win things, but they're going to be on these lists moving forward. Yeah. All right, keeper Cech, left back Cole, center backs Rio and John Terry. Now on to the right. Rio and Van Dijk. My apologies.
Yeah.
Now on to right back. I'll go for this one. To me, this is another one that I thought it was cut and dry. And to me, it's Kyle Walker. It's Kyle Walker. Like, you scoff, but then really think about it. How many right backs have there been really in the Premier League? Like, Gary Neville usually makes these lists by default, essentially. And some people will say Trent. I would say Trent didn't stay that long. If Trent stayed, it would be him. But how many right backs are actually game changers in their side? People sleep on, for these Pep teams, I talk about Van Dijk, same with Kyle Walker. Their entire defensive strategy was we all go forward, and when they put the ball up top, Kyle Walker's going to win that race and clear it. And they won 6 titles, essentially, running that thing. And people sleep on, as soon as Walker took a step back and couldn't make those runs, all of a sudden, magically, Man City started getting exposed all the time. And I would argue that that's really down to Kyle Walker. When he was fit, literally, single-handedly at times, would cover for everybody else with that pace. It was just broken. I saw this guy win a foot race against Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. All right, that's just not human. So in a position where you don't really get many stars, like again, it's usually just Gary Neville by default. I say for Kyle Walker from the City domination, and people forget he was good in Tottenham too. So combine all those together, it's a decade plus of he has the accolades, the skill. I'm putting Kyle Walker as my right back.
Who's next? Want me to go next?
Yeah.
It's Kyle Walker. Because it took me a second to think about it because I mentioned Trent had the chance to be there.
You should have been Trent, honestly. Should have been Trent.
Yeah, but obviously, when you compare maybe talent to talent, different styles of play, the same as Kyle Walker, but Kyle Walker did it for such a long time. He was there across most of the different City iterations up until this last one. And just everything he was able to do, like they depended. The way they spent, so much time in the other half, their counter press, a lot of the reason they were able to recover defensively was because of Kyle Walker and the things that he was able to do. So I think it sometimes gets slept on. I think maybe as we get older, Kyle Walker will start to get more of his flowers, but Kyle Walker is one of the best right backs
of all time, honestly. And he doesn't get it.
We have ever seen. I think he deserves to be up there with your Cafus,
100%,
and players like that. Gary Neville, I think he's a good shot, but I just think he was a good player that was part of a great team.
Absolutely.
I don't know if he was a great player himself. Well, I don't care if he. This is a family-friendly show, so but yeah, it's Kyle Walker.
Yeah, listen, yeah. Top 3 is going to be Trent, Kyle Walker, and Gary Neville. But for me, if you guys can vote Van Dijk based on the best what you've seen with your eyes, right? Van Dijk, I'm sorry, it has to be Trent for me.
No,
what I've seen Trent do from the right back position is something that I don't think we'll ever see. Ever. Like, just looking at what he did the year before he left and seeing Liverpool now, thinking, we just get Frimpong, or they got Frimpong, or get they got the Bradley kid playing right back, who at times was looking pretty good at some points, when defensively at least, because that was the crux people used to put on Trent. But for me, he wasn't that bad of a defender. I don't think. A lot of time, look, defender wasn't his greatest attribute. I'll give you that.
It is what it is, right?
It is what it is.
Like Luka's a horrible defender.
I
think he brings offensively more than
makes up for 100%. But I'm just saying, in general, though, I just don't think this defender was that. Sure, there were times where you could see he lost focus. No, I'm just saying, he lost focus.
I'll say he made Martinelli a lot of money in his career. He made Martinelli a lot of money in his career.
Sure. But like you were saying earlier, what he brings to the table offensively, his passing ability, his free kick taking, his set piece ability. Listen, Trent, for me, revolutionized the game. And
I'm not mad at it at all.
As far as players that I've seen affecting the game on a positive note going forward, Trent for me is clear in that right back position. Kyle Walker for me would be second, Gary Neville third, but I just think for me, Trent. But anyways, it is what it is. I guess
I'm not mad at it.
That he's a name that deserves to be mentioned in these conversations. And
it should have been him. I'm
sure he will make a lot of people's teams.
It should have been him. Yeah. Like he sticks around, Liverpool legend. Like he should be.
I think he would have. He sticks around, he would just still be at the same level as Kyle Walker in a way.
Yeah, he would, but at least now Kyle Walker's at the end where he's Trent's at the prime. He stacks up, 3, 4, 5 more years of those kind of seasons, and I think he overtakes him. Because my thing, you nailed this. Kyle Walker, talent-wise, is up there, and then just the longevity wins it over for me. Like, he's been doing this since he was at Tottenham, 2012.
Yeah.
So that's 12 years. For a guy who relies on his pace. Yeah. Unreal longevity to have a decade-plus career when your best attribute your pace.
Yeah.
And he's on a team that won all the time. Yeah. And, I just got to give him – and he was a big contributor to the team that won all the time. So I just got to give him the right back position.
One quick shout-out to a player that should be also on this list, but I would say injuries have not done him too well, even though he's been healthy of recent, actually. Reece James.
Yeah, Reece James.
I think Reece James.
He has the talent.
He has all the talent.
Reece James has the talent to be up there. I'm gonna throw in Lauren.
I was gonna say, thinking of these lists, I feel like a right back is one position where Arsenal don't really have. Like, I was trying to think who's the best Arsenal right back, and it's probably Lauren by default. Sanya, I can see.
Bakary was
that. Bellerin for a couple of years there was nice.
No, we've had great,
but we've had good, but not great.
Winterburn.
So who was
the right back in that four? So it was Adams.
I'm exposing myself here.
Sometimes Keown. But Keown wasn't his main partner.
Yeah.
Lee Dixon.
Lee Dixon, Lee Dixon. So like I said, if I was older, if I was watching the 90s, maybe I'd be arguing for Lee Dixon more.
Yeah.
No,
I think Lee Dixon is great. I don't think he's
I don't think he's Kyle Walker.
Because a lot of those guys, right? Like, I know we were young, but definitely late 90s they were still playing.
Yeah, I know for sure.
They won titles at that, and I was watching then, so I still have some appreciation.
I think it's just there's one position where I think we had good but not great. But,
yes. I think Lauren was good.
I think Sanya was good.
I think Sanya was really good, but
Ben White was there.
Is this a tier where they're world class?
No. I don't know about that. Again, but those years, Gary Neville was winning Team of the Years by default.
Yeah, he won. Dude, Gary Neville.
I don't think Gary Neville was ever world class.
Exactly,
but he won Team of the Year.
Yeah, I would say he was farming Prem Team of the Year because he was just like by default the best right back.
World class level talents at right back.
No, agree.
I think we've named 3 of them: Kyle Walker, Trent, and Reece James.
I agree.
Talent wise,
yes.
So, all right, now this is one I am so curious about. This one, midfield.
Whew.
I say,
how are we gonna do it?
Give your 3, and we'll see if any overlap, and then
I'm sure we'll get the overlap.
I'm sure we'll go and.
This one's easy for me.
All right.
I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be this. You guys agree with me? But my top 3 midfielders are clear.
All right.
I think it's
curious to hear them.
well balanced. Kevin De Bruyne.
Ooh, okay.
Steven Gerrard.
Okay.
Patrick Vieira.
Wow.
Light work.
I feel disgusting saying this list,
Light work.
but I got to be true to my heart.
Interesting.
And I really wish I could say Vieira, but Kevin De Bruyne for me as well.
Okay, so he's in.
Super Frank Lampard, I have to give it to him. And this might be controversial. Only 3 players have won, but the third guy's Fugazi. 2 deservedly Premier League players have won Ballon d'Or primarily for playing in the Premier League. My third guy is one of them, Rodri.
Really? Oh my! Okay,
I can't argue with it, but you can't make.
I know. I know it's gonna be a controversial pick, but
okay,
I'll let you go.
Well, yeah, KDB. I think
KDB unanimously.
KDB makes it. KDB makes it. Frank Lampard makes mine. Frank Lampard makes mine. I'm telling you, Frank Lampard makes mine, and Stevie G makes mine. Those are my.
I really wanted to say Steven Gerrard, and I
know.
I'm
the list is done.
This is done. Is KDB, Lampard, and Vieira, and Gerrard.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
The thing with me is, I would always.
No, I take it back. No, I take it back. I take it back. I take it back. I take it back. Oh no! Okay, see, here's the thing. This is paining me because now it was. Okay. I want to go controversial. I'm removing Stevie G. Frank Lampard. KDB. Yaya Toure.
Listen, wow!
Listen,
I'm not mad at Yaya Toure.
That year, 1 year, because if you want to go by longevity,
it's how you weigh it up.
But that year, you guys know what year.
I know we all know.
Yaya Toure literally week in week out.
I think this is a stacked position.
It's so stacked.
It is.
And this is not to say Yaya isn't great, but I don't see. Forget.
I'm not putting him over Stevie G and Frank Lampard for me.
The longevity,
not even longevity.
Even peak.
What Stevie G was doing at his peak,
fair.
That year with
fair.
And he did it at multiple midfield positions. He did it as an 8 that year where he was a support striker to Torres.
No, listen. There's a reason why I had him on my list.
And he did this with the weakest supporting cast out of all of them.
That's so. See, that's why I so talk. Because here's the thing. I wanted to find a way to fit. No matter what, for me, I'm always on
bench day.
Look, you know what it is. Okay, you know what? I can come to agreement. I think I was just being a little bit too much there. Honorable mention is Yaya Toure.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with the Frank Lampard, Stevie G, and KDB.
Yeah.
But man, I really want I love Yaya Toure as a player.
I love that 1 year of Yaya. That 1 year of Yaya.
It was more than 1 year.
But I know.
But there's one particular
1 year where Man City's strategy every game would be at 60th minute, they sub on the DM, they push Yaya forward, he would score every single time.
It was insane.
It was insane. No,
anyway,
I'm not mad at it.
I can't be Stevie G.
How about some other? Who else would be? So we've got Yaya Toure.
We already mentioned the big captain.
And then Vieira.
Vieira's going to be Roy
Keane.
Scholes. All right, now, you know what? I'm hijacking the podcast for this topic because I have to rant. All of us grew up in the same day. We all grew up, literally, we are the perfect age for the Stevie G versus Frank Lampard debate. That was like prime growing up that stuff. It irks my soul, this revisionism I've been seeing online where people acting like Scholes was in that debate.
Yeah.
The debate was never, it was Lampard versus Gerrard.
Yeah.
That was the debate. Scholes was always the guy who they shoved to left wing when they played in England because we got to put him in somewhere. I hate these Man United fans who got to put these Scholes quotes up there. Scholes is a very good footballer. Yeah. Fantastic footballer. He was never Frank Lampard. He was never Steven Gerrard. I watched all these guys. This was like my childhood. I watched them all. He was never in that conversation. I just had to get this off my chest.
You said that, but I mean, he's definitely people. That was definitely the 3 that people threw in the debates, though.
No,
there was the 2.
It was Lampard, Stevie G, Vieira.
Yeah,
Scholes wasn't in that combo. So here's the thing that obviously we're not talking NBA today, right? But sometimes it can almost seem like when you say somebody's here and someone's below, right? It doesn't mean we're saying Scholes was that guy.
No, he was that guy.
But sometimes there's like the way to do it sometimes, and I like when people have these combos where instead of ranking, they just have different tiers.
Exactly.
So you have the Stevie G and Lampard tier. And it's okay to say Scholes.
They were
is
S
below
and
that,
Scholes was
yeah.
A tier. Like Scholes was fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm not disrespecting him. I just think Lampard and Gerrard were top 3 Ballon d'Or type talents. Scholes was never sniffing that kind of category.
Yeah.
Because you argue that it was the fact that Scholes was playing in a more talented team. Maybe that's the reason why.
Chelsea was pretty stacked too, but
in midfield, I mean, Frank Lampard was always the guy. No,
it's not even about Scholes playing in a more talented team, right? When you look at the attributes of all these players, Scholes had some of those same attributes, but those guys
had legs.
No. Okay, yes, they had legs, but okay, when everything sort of evens out on ability, then when you go to stats, it's not even.
It's not.
But mind you, man, I want to be clear. I have CVG and Frank.
No, yeah, well, I know. No, I just mean just ranting because I've seen this revisionism, and I've seen it is based on all these. They cherry pick these quotes where ex-footballers love to big up. He deserves it. He's great.
Because I think one thing we're going to notice here, and this is maybe when I guess the coach will come out, what you notice about these Man United teams is they had A-tier players at every position.
Absolutely.
At a certain point, then they got some of those S-tier guys, which are going to come up later, but like just because they're not, people are going to be like, oh, they had great teams. When you look at some of the individual levels, there are just some guys that.
Hold on. Right? And back then, Keane was always seen as better than Scholes. I'm not crazy for saying this. It was always Vieira versus Keane.
Yeah,
Scholes was in that conversation. Like Scholes is fantastic, and the best rep for his PR ever is when he retired and came back, and he was still good.
And he helped them with that.
People love an old guy who still got the skill. Oh, people love that narrative. And I don't want to be like I'm disrespecting him because he's a fantastic footballer. I just think it was always Lampard versus.
I don't know if you've seen those quotes where they start trying to compare Scholes to Pirlo and something.
That's what I'm saying.
And the way footballers laugh.
That's what I'm saying. People love them.
That's crazy.
There's a fiction that is painting over Scholes, and I just feel like I'm using this platform to rant against it because I Man U fans begin to my nerves sometimes. That all their players for some reason.
And Scholes, you can pounce out.
That's what also as well. That's also why I'm doing this.
Go back to son and daughter's feet. You can. I don't.
Scholes never said a word when he was playing, but now he's retired. He loves to chat. So let me chat too.
This is how I talk. My name is Paul Scholes. I have no energy. I have no emotions. I just talk rubbish. Some guys, you can see why they have a platform and they have a career.
Oh, absolutely.
The people who are hiring Scholes to be a pundit, to be horrible.
Is that Man U career, man? People
and
love
some guys start out bad and get better. I've seen Michael Owens get so much better at what he does from the beginning. Scholes, he's not even trying. He's not even trying.
He's living off his aura, man.
Some other honorable mentions. So guys that didn't make the list, we've got Toure, Vieira, Rodri. Some other guys I want to shout out.
Roy Keane.
I got Cech.
I was going to say Cech.
Also Cech in there.
My heart.
David Silva. I want to put David Silva.
Bernardo Silva.
Bernardo Silva, yes.
Ronaldo was midfielder or winger. I think he played too much.
He played too much, but yeah.
He doesn't get in. He doesn't get into.
He doesn't get it either way, but yeah, no, thumb shout out.
Is there anyone? So yeah, those are the ones.
Xabi Alonso, but I guess he really had that second blooming in Madrid. But people forget he was that guy.
He was there
for a couple years there.
I think one guy.
Ozil.
No, I won't put Ozil in there. One guy I gotta get in. I'm forgetting his name, but he revolutionized the 6th position.
What team?
Chelsea.
Makelele.
Conte.
Oh, I was gonna say Conte, but
Conte.
He only had like 5 years.
But that peak is
for winning a league at Leicester. You gotta,
I'm not mad. I know I gave the speech before. I just want to close the loop on Rodri. Rodri's going to be one of these guys where I think when he retires and you actually look at his career in totality, is he gonna? Because we're living in it, we just take it for granted. This guy was a DM scoring 10 goals a season, 10 bangers of a season, and 10 important goals every season.
Yeah.
Guy won the Ballon d'Or. Like,
speaking of one guy we didn't mention at center back, and I don't know if he gets company. Does company get in any shouts for?
I mean, honorable mention. He's not.
But the fact that no one mentioned his.
That's on us. And that was my point about Kyle Walker. It just reminded me is that all these City guys, I truly think because Man City is not really like that big of a fan base. If they had the careers for the big clubs, like if Company had his exact same career for Arsenal, he'd be getting a lot more respect. For sure.
No, I think Company gets respect.
I don't think he gets that level of respect.
Interesting.
Because you don't really have guys fighting for them in the media like that. Same with Yaya Toure. That Yaya Toure season, he did that exact season
No,
for Man
like
U.
Yaya Toure came up for everybody.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in
He didn't come
general.
up, but company didn't come up. So
And that's fair enough too.
That says
I just think
what
with all these Man City guys, because they're so young, they don't really get that kind of the fan base fighting for them.
Yeah.
Like Kyle Walker should be having PR put in the streets that he's the best running back of all. You know, but it is what it is. Well, we got our midfield. Man, you know what? I am not mad at any way, shape, or form. We brushed past it though. It's funny. We all had KDB. There is an argument, and we'll get that at the end, that KDB is up there for best Prem guy of all time.
Yes.
And when I first heard that, I was like, but I can start looking at the stats and everything. so
yes,
KDB, and I'm curious, I like that we all had him in there because, again, we all grew up exactly pinpoint in the Gerrard Lampard era. Like I always thought growing up, these are the two best guys I'll ever see. To see another creative guy come in afterwards and be there, like KDB, man, I'll give you your flowers.
Every type of pass in his locker, they could do that tiki taka stuff, and then KDB can just break the game.
Yep,
he can just break the game. Like some of those balls, his weighted passes, his crosses. He could score two. His fit off the right, off the left.
Has the size, was physical, strength.
Yeah.
So man, he was Arsenal fans, I think we can honestly say. I don't know about maybe not for y'all, but he haunted my dreams.
Oh, definitely.
There's a lot of guys.
Man,
he's on that list.
He's on that list. He's on that list like with Drogba and them that used to haunt Arsenal. I don't know what it is.
I say this with Jess because the 2 years they did overlap cost my team 2 Premier League titles. But there's a part of me that wishes he and Haaland had more of a runway together because, City never really had that striker who gets on through balls till they got Haaland. And it was only 2 years together, but man, I was watching a compilation of Haaland's goals his first season. 15 of them, KDB threw ball. Like it was.
But KDB was that's why KDB was doing it with wingers.
Yeah, with Sané and Sterling. If Sterling was clinical,
Bro.
KDB made Sterling a 20-goal a season winger. Let's really keep this. He made Sterling a 20-goal a season winger. Madness. Right? Yeah, we brought past it because he was unanimous. That's why I give him his flowers.
Yes, he deserves it, man.
And it's sort of, and I'm wondering if maybe for some younger fans, his last couple of years will start to color their perception of him.
100%.
He was always injured, but if you're a younger fan and you're listening to this or watching this, KDB was that guy.
That dude.
Even if he's one of those guys where, maybe if you didn't watch him, the stats even tell the
story. Highlights
still don't tell the whole story. So do your research about KDB. How crazy is it, guys? That KDB is now one of those
names. I know. It's
insane.
Oh my, insane. End of an era.
Time is going.
KDB
that was a wonder kid.
KDB that we saw Chelsea
settled in Chelsea and now went to Germany, came back. I mean, it's
Well, speaking of failing at Chelsea, I think for our 3 forwards, another one of those guys might pop up. I think this one, in my opinion, there's 3 concrete answers and there should be no debate. But now I'm curious.
Interesting. I think there won't be answers, in my opinion, but there's some guys who.
Oh, there's some strong honorable mentions. For me, I'll still out there. For me, there's Ronaldo. Yeah. I know he had his most career outside of Madrid and Juventus. Ronaldo won Ballon d'Or in Man U. People. They remember striker Ronaldo.
His peak was too.
Remember winger Ronaldo, kids. Remember step over Ronaldo. Straw noodle hair Ronaldo. Remember that guy. Mohamed Salah.
Yep.
The King Igwe himself, Thierry Henry.
That's my 3 as well. That's my 3 as well. And then even if we were doing position, it works too. Left wing Cristiano, striker Thierry, right wing Mohamed Salah. Shout out Salah. This is your last year. King.
Best African footballer, in my opinion, of all time. Shout out to Mohamed Salah.
George Weah.
No, it's my opinion.
George Weah.
My opinion.
George Weah.
He's Samuel Eto'o. I know people say George Weah. I just got.
No, it can't be Samuel Eto'o. It can't be George Weah.
George Weah is usually the guy, but hey, I gotta give my man.
Maybe he's George Weah. If you like the way Thierry plays, George Weah. If you like the way Ronaldo R9 plays, George Weah. He was that guy. He did those things first. George Weah.
So for me, guys, I mean, okay, if we're doing it like,
who's the name that you have that we didn't have?
But again, that's what depends because if we're doing it like left wing, right?
No, it's 3 forwards.
That's 3 forwards.
3 forwards.
Doesn't matter whatever position they play, right?
Yeah.
3 forwards. Henry, Cristiano Ronaldo, for sure. On my list. I feel like Wayne Rooney, man.
That was my honorable. That was my strong honorable mention.
There's 4 guys that I think they are GOATs those three are the top.
I know. I
So
listen. I'm the
Wayne
same
Rooney
three. Rooney is
one
my
of those
biggest
guys.
honorable mention.
Can you guys guess who the other three are for me?
Harry Kane.
Oh, can't even have it.
5 guys. 5 guys. I'm so sorry.
So
Okay.
Hurricane Bill.
No.
Wait.
Interesting.
Drogba.
No.
No. Okay. Alan Shearer. Sorry, Alan
Alan
Shearer.
Shearer.
Alan Shearer.
Yes.
Luis Suarez.
No.
Really?
Suarez is
Two
on
more.
me.
You guys might be one. I feel like I should guess the other one.
Fernando Torres wouldn't be on
No,
that.
no way.
First one, I was
2000s or 2010s.
2020s.
2020.
2020.
Holland.
Yes.
I put Aguero over Holland.
Man.
And
Very
Aguero.
Aguero.
Those are
Oh,
guys.
wow.
Holland is one of those where, if not for the
Ah.
fact that he's going up against guys, legends who have done this for decades, he should be on this list. And he stays around to the end of his death row
He's
contract.
broken every record.
Yeah.
He's gonna be on the list.
His bench is going to
He
be
has
there
a
with time.
10-year.
Yeah, the death row contract.
Yeah,
If
10
he
years,
finishes
so
it, he will be.
yeah.
I hate to say it because
Probably will be.
Henri is my idol. He will pass Henri in legacy if he stays these 10-year contracts.
He could.
But he ain't doing that yet, so I got to give my man Thierry Henry.
He could.
He gets the spot. He
I
gets the
don't
spot.
know,
He
man.
gets the
I
spot.
don't know, man. God, you know what? Anyways, I want to spend more time.
No, like to me, and obviously maybe Haaland. I understand if Haaland's in there because he hasn't played as long, but
No, there's
But
no.
broken all the
my
records.
times as long.
I think Aguero needs to be.
Aguero,
I
yeah.
think he gets underrated, maybe because of his personality, maybe
I'm
because
telling you,
of
it's the
that
city
factor.
PR. It's the
But
city
when you look
PR.
at the amount of goals he scored, the length of time, and again, he is the one of the most iconic Premier League,
The most iconic Premier League
man.
moments.
Goal moment.
And I think sometimes I put a lot of emphasis on this. I mean, people don't. That was their first title.
100%.
Yeah.
No. An
But you see,
all-time
here's the
legendary
thing.
moment.
But here's the thing. Again, but I hear all that. But I'm sorry. If we're arguing player for player, player for player, we remove accolades and player for player.
Yeah.
I'm taking Harry Kane over Aguero, though. I'm taking Harry Kane.
Honestly, I think I always thought Harry Kane was great. I remember his first year. I was like, can he do it again? He did it
One
again.
season wonder.
Remember
One season wonder.
And he
Man,
did it. I said the
crazy.
same thing.
Ugo's one I
But he
remember.
did it.
You guys went alone.
They
That was
want
a
to
joke.
believe.
Well, after I did it the second year, I'm like, he's done.
The 8-year, 1 year
And
wonder.
I'm seeing,
Oh, no.
and I know it's Germany, but I'm seeing what he's doing in Germany. And there's Bundesliga tax, but some of the goals he's scoring,
Bro, this technique.
Harry Kane. Yeah,
For me,
Harry
I
Kane-
have Harry as listen, man.
Harry's
I have Harry Kane
it's
better
tough.
than Haaland, bro.
I would agree on that one. For Prem,
Harry Kane is
I
better
would have that.
than Haaland.
For the Prem,
For
the
me,
issue is
for
those
me.
three guys, me and
Did it
Shane on the
all.
list, their legacy is just unassailable to me. Like, Henry is the greatest Premier League player of all time.
Henry and Cristiano Ronaldo, for sure. Mo Salah and Wayne Rooney. I feel like
There's some debate
there's
there.
a debate, bro. There's a debate.
I'm not mad at it.
I
I'm
hear
not
that.
mad
That's
at
what
it.
I'm saying.
I hear that.
So Rooney is, Rooney is the eternal story of what would his career be if he was just a dedicated striker.
Yes.
If he wasn't dropping back and he wasn't giving
But
so
that was
much.
the thing that made him so good. He could do everything. He
No,
was
that's for
overall
sure.
football. He's the definition of overall forward. He does his.
No, I can't argue with.
I can't argue with Rooney. Rooney's
anyone
fantastic.
in the top three forwards. I think sometimes like what you've said is a very big point because if you go back and look at the stats, they might not pop like all the other players do, but that's because he was doing some of the other work that allowed him
Stats
to
definitely
exactly
don't show
other
his
teammates
his
to
value.
shine, right?
Facts. Yeah.
And it's one of those things where because he was so precarious, burst onto the scene at 16, his legs did go fairly early.
Yeah, after like 13 years of playing.
I want to say he played for a bit.
I like 28 guys.
No, after,
I like, which is still
that's still like just after 12 years of playing, but
so
fair. That's the funny thing about guys like Rooney is that when you burst onto the scene early, you end early, and people think that's short longevity. But when you really look at it, it's like I was doing it
I'll give you an example.
13 years.
You can say his legs went, but I've seen guys, for example, Michael Owen, who did the same thing, started early.
Yeah,
but his legs went.
Michael Owen is another guy. I want an honorable mention.
Third guy won a Ballon d'Or.
Won a Ballon d'Or.
Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, the guy. I always forget he did. I always forget he did.
At 17 or 16.
Yeah, 18.
The
youngest ever Ballon d'Or winner.
Crazy.
I always forget he did.
He won a Ballon d'Or, so Michael Owen needs to get in them shouts. Some other guys, I want to.
But okay,
I don't just want to say names because we're gonna.
But I'm gonna throw something out there now. I think there's a very, 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 very strong argument that the singular greatest Premier League season of all time is Luis Suarez. 2013-14.
Nope.
32 goals, 17 assists, not one penalty. And I remember that the goals he was scoring, these weren't tap-ins.
They were crazy.
These weren't tap-ins.
They were crazy.
When you say it like that.
These weren't tap-ins. These were.
When you say it like that.
These were.
When you say it like that.
I mean, that was the season just before he left.
Season before he left.
And we Arsenal refused to put the extra
40 million plus £1.
No, that was Arsenal being
playing by the rules
because the contract. They broke the contract.
You know, I always salute, as much as I'm an Arsenal fan and it cost us, I always did salute Liverpool's owner for saying, make us. Yeah, release clause says 40 million, make us.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do? Actually make us. Hey.
Can you imagine we got Suarez? That's one of those.
We win Premier League. There's no doubt in my mind.
Because to me, the two greatest Premier League seasons are still Thierry Henry and Cristiano.
I think, funny you say that. I have Salah and Haaland up there too. 5. I'm making 5. We're not, and there's that Bale season too. But
Salah's definitely. I just said top 2.
Yeah,
top 5
fair.
Salah.
Yeah.
Salah's last season is there, but Bale's season was good. But like, where did Tottenham finish that year?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But you can see he made them there. But my point is, Suarez loses for longevity for me easily because all those guys had at least like 5, 6, 7 years. Suarez was really 2 elite years.
Yeah,
really 1 elite year and 1 year. But that's why I throw him out there. This is the most heartbreaking honorable mention for me. Van Persie had 2 of. I for some reason I got sad and I watched Van Persie highlights. This guy was for 2 or 3 years there, the best striker in the world.
Yes, so longevity.
But longevity gets him down there, so I can't give him that.
Some other guys,
I will
obviously, we got to mention in terms of impact. We got to mention Drogba. Drogba, I don't think he's at the level of some of those other guys.
He's a big game guy, not a season guy.
Yes. Drogba, Nicolas Anelka had the peak.
He was the first wonder young guy. Like,
very young
people
age,
forget.
But I don't think he managed his career.
No, he moved around too much.
Well, there's some other guys.
We crossed over him. I mean, big up Alan Shearer.
No. Yes, top
all time
for Newcastle. He was loyal. He stayed at his boyhood club. He could have gone to Man United.
Man, he won the league with Blackburn.
Banging all them goals.
But especially, I don't know about you guys. For me, Shearer's peak was in the 90s. I wasn't watching back then. So my memory of Shearer is more towards the later. Yeah. So I know, listen, I see the records. I get it. But like, that's my issue with Shearer. I feel it's not his fault because what can you do? But I wasn't gonna lie. I'm sure if I was watching in the 90s when he was banging it for Blackburn, I mean, Alan Shearer's that guy. Yeah. That's like the Shearer-Henry debates. I've always gravitated towards Henry. Yeah. I saw Henry play.
Yeah. And I know the one thing about Shearer is I don't know what, again, back to the whole, I wasn't watching obviously as closely or attentively as some of the other guys, but I guess my question with Shearer was his overall game. I don't know what his overall package was. He was more of like a finisher. That's what it felt like.
He was a complete number 9.
He was the proper number 9.
For what they were asked to do back then. Was he there linking up?
That's what I'm saying. That's what.
But he was great in the air.
Good in the ball,
great technique,
and before his knee injury, he had pace too.
Yeah, strength,
so he could get in behind. He could do everything. Was he doing Berbatov touches Van Persie? No, but all those things in especially in a 2-striker system.
Yeah. And he wasn't a poacher. He was scoring outside the box. He was scoring outside the box. So,
another honorable mention: Dennis Bergkamp.
Bergkamp. Yes. I got to mention Bergkamp.
Dennis Bergkamp. Who else could we mention?
Vardy. I mean, I won't put him on his list, but a guy who scored 100 goals for Leicester for mostly. I'll give you credit.
Robbie Fowler, just a couple of years. There's a bunch.
There's so many.
A bunch of United greats. Andy Cole.
Yeah, Sheringham.
Sheringham was more of a bench. Sometimes I went back and looked at the starts. He was one of their 4, but
Dwight York.
Andy Cole was the main guy, and Sheringham and Cole would come in.
They'll come in. Yeah, I know. Fair. Hazard.
Yes.
Hazard was.
Yes.
If
Hazard forward, Hazard has to be.
I'm throwing him in there too. I would definitely throw him in there too. Like
if we're doing it positionally, Hazard is Cristiano's backup.
Yeah, he's like there were a couple of years there, man.
Look, for a long time, everyone, you guys know.
Yeah, no facts.
Hazard was my favorite player. After Thierry went to
Side
US
quest,
to
yeah.
Red Bulls, Hazard was my favorite player. He was
Hazard
my
was
favorite
that good.
player at Lille. So it hurt me.
Yeah.
And now we know that they
I was
cheated.
gonna say,
It hurt me when he went to Chelsea.
what amount of money would you pay in fine money to have Hazard play for your team?
Anything.
That's why I love. I laugh at these rulings because what money? If you right now you offered an Arsenal fan, you pay $50 million fine, but you have Hazard for 5 years. I take that in the heartbeat.
Anything.
Anything.
For him? Oh, man.
And he's another guy where stats definitely don't.
Bro,
Look at his stats; they don't
Yes.
Bro, he was
touch
something
the
else.
surface of the quality this guy had. So again, I think we're okay with the three of Salah,
Yes.
Ronaldo, and Henry. I mean, listen, we
Look and let us know your guys' thoughts in the comments. You know, which picks do you agree with? You know, which do you disagree with? You know, what is your Premier League all-time 11? You know, we really want to see.
before we move on to manager, I think it has to be asked: who is the greatest Premier League player of our lifetime? Now, you can answer this question again. Your balance of longevity, dominance, skill. It's we each have our own metric you can use for it, but I'm actually just curious now because to me the answer was simple. But now you've gone through this list and there's an argument for somebody else, but I'm sticking with my guy.
I'm just sticking with my favorite and what I've seen best is the reason why he's a lot of people's icons. Thierry Henry, man. I'm sticking with he's him. He's him.
That's my guy too.
My guy.
It says something that the first player to be named into the Premier League Hall of Fame was Thierry Henry. The first player to have the streets was Thierry Henry.
Vavavoom.
He is someone that was a great player, but his impact, sort of the player I liken him to, and it's not a 1-to-1 ratio. Is when you think of all-time lists,
I like that.
Thierry is not in the top 10 greatest players of all time, but everybody. I don't know one person that dislikes.
If you watched him back then, yeah.
There's a whole generation where Thierry is your favorite player. Just like Kobe, when you look at consensus list, Kobe is not top 10, right? He's top 20, which is not saying anything else, but Kobe is like everyone's favorite player for a whole generation. The players model their game after in their backyard, and I feel like that's what Thierry Henry was for football.
Let's see, I'm biased as hell. I'm an Arsenal fan. He's my favorite guy. He's like this. He played of such like an era where everyone was mechanical. Yeah. There were a couple of flair guys, but they weren't really like that. He was the one flair guy that had the complete game that was doing everything. You had your Cantonas, Zolas, Gascoigne, but they weren't producing like Henry was.
Gascoigne is a shot, but he's a little bit
before. For what people say, he was like the first flair guy who really made him stand out. But then you bring a guy like Henry in, and I always tell people like, listen, we're all Arsenal fans of the same kind of vintage. Growing up, I just thought it was normal that one of the best guys in the world played for my club.
Yep.
I just thought it was normal that I turned on my TV, Henry's going to score. He's going to do some magic.
Yeah.
It wasn't until he left that I truly appreciated that, not everyone can do this.
Yeah.
Back when we had those, and no disrespect to all these guys about the name, Debayours was our guy. Van Persie, God bless him, he tried there.
He was close.
But they weren't Henry. Like, Henry is just...
And so when I say some of the things I say now, you guys feel like when I think of a great Arsenal team, that is the standard to which I speak to, right? So when people are like, oh, okay, but this guy is good. Cool. I want greatness because I have seen greatness.
That's what I saw.
What greatness looks like. And that's not that we're going to get it, but if you ask me what I'm holding us to, once I think we can get to that level, is Thierry Henry. It's these other players that we've just listed on this list.
Yeah.
Because we're saying, oh, yeah, that's good. To me, I'm like,
there's a level. There's a level
if this
above.
Is how good our team is now and we want to keep at this level greater, you can't be mentioning these names to me because these are the players I'm looking at who I think are at that level. And so I know sometimes I sound very like elitist when I say something, but that's why. When we were in the trenches and doing this thing, okay, I mentioned these names. Now you guys are saying, oh, we need to be champions. Speaking about Arsenal, we want to be going for multiple titles. Then you need to start bringing me these
type of names. Yeah,
hey, I wish we had those kind of names too.
100%.
In honor of the guy, because he's about to leave this year. RIP, Premier League career of Mo Salah. I think he's the Premier League guy. Like, if anyone was going to challenge Henry as the best, it would have been Salah, to me at least. I know you might disagree.
I think in a lot of people's eyes, he is.
He's up there, but I guess, like, what would it... I'll ask you this way of, like, how close right now to you, now that his career is kind of sadly on the downslope, how close did Salah get to you as eclipsing or matching Henry? Maybe he has. Some people say he has.
If I am trying to be objective, I think he has the same arguments as Henry. I think sort of where the difference is in the influence. In terms of just on the field stuff, I think he has.
Yeah,
he has
an argument. He has a case.
He has a similar case to Henry, but that other element that I just talked about, the things that Cristiano, even before Cristiano became the guy who was scoring 40 goals a season, the impact Cristiano had on football and YouTube, Ronaldinho, those guys, Thierry had that.
Absolutely.
And I don't think Salah, his game was
production. It was scoring, yeah.
He wasn't that guy where you're putting up a 10-minute compilation like that for Salah.
I actually fully, the word I'll use is aesthetics.
Yeah.
They can similar production. Henry's aesthetics are just crazy, and no one's ever. I can't say no one. It was rare you're gonna pull up a 10-minute Salah skills and compilation highlights. With Salah, you pull up football, and you look at the goals and the assists, and you say, this guy, how many guys can have led the league multiple years in goals and assists? Yeah, that's Mo Salah.
Yeah,
Henry, and maybe it's because I was a little boy back then, but I watched him as an adult, and I still feel the same way.
Like it's something I've really been more cognizant of as I've gotten older. Is the younger we are, we feel things differently than we do at this age. Because I think about the feelings I had for Thierry Henry and other players, the feelings I had for Tim Duncan. I've seen better players since then that I like. I will never have that romanticized feeling.
I will challenge this with one example.
Like I did
when you're done.
At that age, right? There's guys that even up to a certain point, like Kawhi was getting there for me, but I can't be. I know what you're saying. I can't be feeding
I will challenge that
human being at age
one example,
20-something plus, like I did when I was 10 to 20.
I've thought that way. Wemby makes me feel that way, and I'm a 30-year-old man. When I watch Wemby, that's what I'm saying. So maybe sometimes I think when you're that guy, Mahomes made me feel that way.
True,
Mahomes definitely made me feel that way, and Wemby,
maybe I'm just different.
Wemby makes me feel that way.
I just know that there's certain ways I feel.
I fully agree. I agree.
Rosia, when I think of like how I thought about sports and things when I was 10 to 20 versus how I am,
I would say it was easier to feel that way back then. I thought that way about more people. So now it takes a lot. But when you can reach that level, I thought that way about Mahomes, and I feel that way about Wemby.
I agree with
when
that.
I see them, it's just like, wow.
Like
I'm going to tell my kids about this guy.
I've been watching sports for a minute, and I've not seen things like.
It's like I think about how I would feel about. First of all, shout out LeBron. We haven't mentioned his name. Shout out LeBron.
I mean, LeBron's always been feeling
LeBron was like that.
LeBron always been feeling that way.
But it's like I think about the way I would ride for Giannis if
you were a 10-year-old guy. And I get
Giannis is that guy from me. He's Nigerian. He's like this.
I get it.
I have a certain like rationalism. With,
I understand. Like I said, it's harder for me to feel that way. So that's why I thought in my head, the only two guys in the last 5 years I can think of are Mahomes and Wemby. It's like I'm seeing something. I'm seeing something. I don't know what I'm seeing. I can't describe what I'm seeing. This is
so. I think it's different. What I'm trying to get at is there's a difference between seeing what you're seeing, but do you love him?
Yeah, no, Wemby.
Because that's the thing, right? Because that's the thing is, for me, there's guys I can say are number one. Do I love them? Do I love Thierry Henry, LeBron, and Tim Duncan?
But those are the teams you root for, though. That's what I'm saying. Like
I never rooted for LeBron. I was a
LeBron fan. I'm a way he had fan. Heat fans where he had fan. I'm a way he had fan.
I was never a Heat fan.
I was a way he had fan. That's what I was.
Well, I was with you, bro. I honestly think because when you love the sport and you watch the sport, basketball, football, it's just not examples here. Like Mahomes, what Mahomes was doing when he like a quarterback that can run, but he's not really running to run. He's running to make some no-look crazy. Like, the throws he's making, like, he's making it look so easy. He's like, bro, I know Tom Brady's the GOAT, but I'm saying with Mahomes, it's like, it makes it fun. It makes it, like, excited.
It makes me feel like a little kid.
It makes you feel like it's
and I actually agree with you guys because I think the reason why I feel like I can be a lot more rational now is because back then, I know there's a couple of years why I could not recognize Ronaldo. I could not.
I'm with you on that answer.
We haven't even mentioned Messi. Shout out Lionel Messi.
He's not Premier League.
I could not recognize, even though I knew it, you couldn't get me to say it because
I agree with you.
I love Lionel Messi. You should say I should hate Patrick Mahomes as a Jags fan. Because that's a rival.
That's what you're saying, yeah.
But now I'm old enough where I can be objective.
That's being Mahomes and
When I was
Brady.
10 to 15, I would not be able to.
Hey,
I'm a Patriots fan. Brady's the GOAT. And Mahomes is challenging his leg. I literally can't bring myself to hate on Mahomes.
When I first started going to the gym and I was struggling, I was trying to do a push set, I would imagine Cristiano's face. And that would help me get through it. Okay? It was Cristiano. For some reason, it was Robert Patterson.
Robert Patterson.
It was
Ronaldo. Ronaldo. I always tell people Ronaldo and Kobe are the only two athletes I have ever genuinely hated. I don't hate these men. Jakob Pertl too, but that's another story. That's another story. But Ronaldo,
I'm obviously RIP. But
Ronaldo and Kobe are the only two athletes I ever hated. For me to hate you have to be really good. Otherwise, whatever.
No. I know why you wouldn't say this. There's a Mount Rushmore of three guys. Ronaldo, Kobe, I'm sure you know who the third guy is.
Tom Brady.
Yes.
He's the GOAT.
Tom Brady.
The GOAT.
Yes.
Hey. Fair enough. Again, to be hated, you have to be really good.
Yep.
You have to be really good. Otherwise, whatever. And
Why would you hate someone that's
exactly. And like I want to emphasize this point again because I see this on social media. Ronaldo somehow he's played so long that I know people even consider his United stints, which is funny. We're putting him as Premier League all time, and that part of his career, people don't even consider it. Go watch. Like I always laugh when I see this whole Ronaldo's just a technician, clinical. He's a machine. He's efficient. When growing up, the biggest people this against him was he was too fancy.
Yes,
he was doing. He was.
That was when he was at his most fun. Like
the fun I had watching him
until Cristiano was my guy up until he became a killer because I can appreciate that and not worry about the other stuff because like the stuff he did when he first came in, it was who is this kid?
And he used to murder. We put up Ashley Cole as the best Premier League left back of all. Ronaldo used to murder.
He was injury jam.
He used to murder Ashley Cole back then.
That AIG. That was crazy times.
It was. I'm a Messi. Two of us see this people here are Messi fans. A couple of years there, I was worried. I was worried.
I was never worried.
I was worried for a couple of years.
Actually, that's what made me appreciate. That's when I started to appreciate him because I was seeing what Messi was doing, and somehow another human being was keeping up.
I couldn't. Titans
was keeping up with it to a certain and the heights that they pushed it. Again, I'll always say the reason why Messi edges it for me is because there's other stuff that he does.
Yeah, playmaking. There are comparable strikers and scorers. Yeah, playmaking.
Sorry. No, all thing I was going to say is I'm not even saying this. Forget about the argument about who's the greatest Messi. Forget about it. I just, as a football fan, I really wanted to see Messi do it.
I'm selfish.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a reason we're making an all-time Premier 11. That's the league we all watched. That's the league we grew up watching. I want every good player to come to the Premier League.
But I'm that type of guy. The Premier League is supposed to be, again, arguably the most competitive league.
Most competitive.
Yeah.
Because you have to look at it at the whole...
Pepsi farming it. But yeah, most competitive.
You know what I'm saying? So I would have been like to see Messi...
Here's my thing. Let me ask you this question. Do you think Messi would not have done in the Premier League?
On a cold, windy night in Stoke.
He was what he did in the Champions League. So if he can
okay, so you're not saying that's discounting him.
No, I'm just saying as a pure football. It's been great.
The funny thing, I feel like kids these days don't even know where the cold, windy night in Stoke came from. It came from Messi. It came from people saying, "Can Messi do this?" And a cold, windy night, Wednesday night in Stoke.
And I would just laugh.
It's a lot. And then you played English team in the Champions League and killed them. So what we're talking about here.
Chelsea.
Man United in the finals twice. Arsenal.
So I'm not saying you can't do it. He would definitely do it. I just want to see it. I just want to see it for a team, preferably Arsenal. But hey,
either way, yeah. Listen. There was a stretch there where he was going to come to Man City, and I wanted to hating it. I wanted to happen. I wanted to happen. I wanted to see Messi every week on Premier League, but.
And speaking of, I think we tried when he was like,
of course we'll try.
But we didn't pay for the HGH, so what can we do? All right, well, it's a nice little trip down memory lane. To wrap it all up together, we picked our 11. We picked the best player. I think it's only right we pick a manager. And I think there's really only two options. And I'm kind of curious where people lean on this.
I think
is Fergie or Pep?
I think it comes down to two, but there's 4 names that can be in the conversation.
I think there's 2, and the third is undeniably Arsene Wenger. I don't want to hear Mourinho. I don't want to hear Mourinho.
5.
Mourinho and Klopp, I could put them up there. I would think
if someone puts Mourinho,
that's Mourinho and Klopp.
I want to hear Wenger's third till I die for me.
Klopp, but I think Klopp gets a shout. But yeah, I think you can put Mourinho.
I think Wenger is the hard. I mean, and I'm biased for this. I don't care. Wenger is the hard third for me. No debate. Yeah. No debate. Yeah. But the top 2. I have changed my opinion on this. For the longest time, I thought Fergie was the greatest manager, period. I'm a manager of all time. And yeah, recently I read some articles now that people think Pep's going to retire, and I've been swayed. Pep is my greatest Premier League manager of all time because the knock on Pep is checkbook, and it's a very valid knock. There's a court case ongoing about Man City's financial pit play. I mean, I don't want to go into it. 115 reasons why. But you look at relative to the market and what it was, man, you were spending money back then.
Yeah.
And the thing is, in that league, the only 2 teams who were spending money were Man U and Arsenal.
Yeah.
And Arsenal were spending half of what Man U were spending.
Yeah.
Pep was farming a league where everyone has money. Everyone. Chelsea came up, Liverpool, Klopp. People have to act like Klopp is the poverty manager when he had the most expensive defender, most expensive goalkeeper of all time on his team. And all this Premier League, and like I mentioned earlier, the Klopp and Pep era where teams are getting 90 points every season. I think when they both leave, we're going to look back and realize this was not normal. Teams, like the whole fabled, you draw, it's up because Man City are going to win 17 games in a row.
That was crazy.
Like that was the era they were in. You couldn't draw because they were going to win 17 games in a row.
Crazy.
Man U wasn't doing that. Fergie was farming a lot of, honestly, a weak era of the Premier League. And yeah, he did his thing. I don't want to disrespect the legacy, but for what I've seen, I got to give credit to the 6 Premier League titles in 9 years he's coached.
Yeah.
That ratio doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So I wanted to pick Pep. I thought I was going to pick Pep. When you think about who the best manager is, he came in, and because why I think Wenger comes third above Mourinho is because he came in and revolutionized.
Yes.
In terms of bringing international players, bringing in younger players, the style of play was something they'd never seen. And I think Pep did that and then took it to a different level. But Sir Alex Ferguson, his impact, it's a weird one because I'm probably using a different category than I use for others, but I can't discount the impact that Sir Alex Ferguson. How many titles did he win?
11.
11 Premier League titles. The first to do the treble. I know Arsenal has Invincibles, Pep has Centurions. The first to do the treble. The fact that he just had his teams winning
by any means,
year in, year out. He's the one that brought in Fergie's fledglings, started with young. Just the greatness, the impact, the first thought when you say best Premier, it's I know the best is, but
it's Fergie.
I just think of Sir Alex standing in his suit, chewing his gum, and I don't know that greatness, that aura. Maybe aura is the word I'm looking for.
I'm not challenging that at all.
That is Pep. I think part of it is I do think Pep is the best coach to manage in the Premier League, but the greatest, I think it just has to be Sir Alex for so many reasons.
I ain't mad at it.
And I'm not mad at it, but yeah.
Well, who do you? I'm not mad with what Chino's had to say, but I'm sorry. I'm going Pep, bro. I'm with you, my brother. I'm going Pep. And just because, man, fact of the matter is 6 out of 9 seasons.
6 out of 9
he's won.
seasons.
Bro. And I think in those 9 seasons, isn't there only one season he's gone trophyless? Or is it more than
One season is finished below second, I think is the stat. No,
No,
2
just
seasons.
trophyless.
Yeah, 1 season trophy. No, I think 2 seasons trophyless. Last year was
Two?
trophyless as well.
Okay.
2 seasons trophyless, only
Bro.
2 seasons below second.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
The consistency is crazy. I mean, remember, Sir Alex struggled when he first got to United. Like, people don't forget that.
Time's up
But that
before
wasn't Premier
pre-prem.
League. That was
Yeah,
Premier League.
pre-prem.
That's not fine. Fair
You
enough.
got together when
Fair
the prem
enough.
was there.
Fair enough. That's fair enough.
That class of 92.
But Pep, man, I just think the work Pep has done, and like I'm also thinking. I mean, I know we're focused on the Premier League, but just knowing the work he did prior to getting to the Premier League, coming to the Premier League, doing the business, being consistent, doing it. I just think he gets my nod. So
Yeah, to me, it's the competition they were both doing it in that edges it over for me. Like, I love Wenger. Wenger's only really pushing Fergie for, like 5 or 6 years of his like 18 or so. For all those other years until Mourinho came, he was against, no Kevin Keegan. I love it. We beat that was his competition in the 90s. Like, the names of the Pep was going up against prime Jurgen Klopp, 90 points a season, Liverpool.
But
Like,
you can also say at some point, even though we've talked about the players, Fergie at some point was going up against before he was washed, Wenger and Mourinho at the same time.
He was.
Whereas Pep has always had to go against either Klopp or
Arteta.
Never both at the same time.
They're both at the same time, but not Mourinho. 90, like, when you pull up the point totals.
100 points.
100 points, 90. It's like they were making it seem like 90 points is. Look, no disrespect to Fergie's winning titles of like 77 points some years.
Yeah,
man.
That makes me really consider like what was going on.
You know what I mean?
And it's really easy. The Prem back then, and people might not know the history. They know what the Prem is now. English football was not seen as the way it was
absolutely
now.
not.
It was because it was mostly English talent.
Yeah, Wenger changed that.
The talent pool wasn't as large as it was because of what had happened with hooliganism. England had not been in Europe for the longest time, so we weren't going to Europe and being exposed to football. So the English game was really.
That's my point.
Really
Fergie was farming
up until Wenger came in, and then you start to see.
He was farming these guys who weren't really with the program like that.
But still, Fergie, Sir Alex.
And you know what? This is the biggest hater statement I'm going to make, but I don't care. I'm going to make it. I want to see Fergie with VAR. I grew up, man. If you didn't, whenever I hear a fan say, I feel bad for United, I know that they were a young kid.
Yeah.
I know my head is, you weren't there.
Yeah.
You weren't there.
Yeah.
If you grew up in the peak Fergie time, this man, or as the word, he used to legitimately scare referees. He used to, look up some of the most Man United referee BS that was happening back then. I'm sorry. It's a hater comment. I don't care. They ended our invincible streak with a fraudulent game. With a fraudulent game.
Yeah, it was.
That's my point. So, hey, I don't care.
If you're we're Arsenal fans, but I respect these guys. We can give unbiased opinions, right? Honest opinions. When we're being biased, we'll let you know. Guys, talk to any other fan of English football and ask them the shenanigans that were happening with United during Fergie's era. And there's a reason why there's a whole generation that hates United.
I'm telling you.
Those reasons.
Anybody who says they have sympathy for United, I just know they're a young kid. And you went around for the chicanery that used to happen back with Fergie. There's a whole word for it. Fergie time. Fergie time, aka we play until United equalize.
Or score.
That's what it was. And you know what? But people say City get the same, flying refs to Abu Dhabi. At least there's VAR now. There's accountability. There's equalizers. Balls will cross the line against Man United. They won't count as a goal. So I'm just, that's all I had to say about that. But hey, we'll give Pep Guardiola. And also, it makes me feel a little better if we win a Premier League title this year. At least we're winning against the greatest manager of all time.
Brother.
Let me get that one. Let me get that one.
Brother.
All right, I know. This is a great one of hopefully many video podcasts we've done. 50th episode. We have to end it with a simple question. I'll start with you, Chuku.
All right.
Arsenal win the league this year.
Hell yes, man. Hell yes.
Chino?
Yes, but it is not the foregone conclusion people think, because they have a game in hand, so let's assume they win. The gap is down to 6. If they win at Etihad, the gap is down to 3. So people
Those are
say
big ifs.
it's
Big
ifs, but I keep saying about we need to start playing better. We need to start playing better.
No.
I'll say yes, bracket. I really hope so. I really hope so. Because I don't know if I can survive if we don't win this year. I don't know for the season 4 of the game podcast if we don't win this year.
Oh,
I'm gonna leave it at
It'll
that.
strictly be an NBA.
I
We'll
don't
start
know.
talking baseball, pickleball,
I don't know.
golf,
anything.
I don't
Augusta
know.
National. Yeah,
I don't know if this survives.
Formula One, I don't
If
know.
Arsenal don't win this year.
Yeah.
For everyone's benefit, let's hope it does come true. This has been a great, fun time. 50th episode, recording this live. Again, from my parents' basement. I still made it out the basement, but we're back for this. I'm glad anyone is watching. Thank you so much. We really appreciate the support. We appreciate all our listeners. Thank you so much. It's a trip that we're here. 50 episodes later. Hopefully, for 100 episodes, we got a studio or something to record it. But we'll figure that out when that time comes. There's a lot more to talk about. We're approaching the NBA playoffs, my favorite time of the year. Football is coming down to the wire, Champions League. We got all sorts of things. And next week, you won't see our faces anymore, so take a good last look. It might be a while before you see it again. But this has been a great time. You make the magic happen. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, my dogs. Hey, man. Join us next week on Love of the Game podcast.